Fresh off the bye week, and we are back here on RamsTV, brought to you by Desjardins Securities. I'm your host, Sean Kleisinger.
Clutter, and it's going to be intercepted. It's going to be intercepted. Has it down at 50.
I think we've all seen the passion that you bring. Thank you on behalf of them. Sponsored by Desjardins Security.
Jets this time enough in, and Antonini has to call a touchdown.
The Regina Rams are back in action this weekend after what seemed like a very long bye week, I'm sure, for all the fans. On this week's episode, we'll take a look back at some of the big plays from the historic win at the new Mosaic Stadium against the Saskatchewan Huskies. Also, Between Two Horns is back. Riley Wilson takes on Jens Johnson. And quarterbacks coach Campbell Antonini and defensive lineman Carrickhaugen stop by as we look forward to the trip up north to Edmonton this weekend to take on the Alberta Golden Bears at Foot Field.
2nd and 10 from the 32.5. High snap. Siemens pulls it down. Got it away quickly into their seats here. Passed over the middle. It is complete. Here come the Huskies. Pass over the middle. Chow can't squeeze it, and it is intercepted by Danny Nesbitt. And he's going to have a bit of a return as well as flags come down. He will take Regina. They are on the march as Atlee Simon gets the call for the first time this afternoon. And the secondary. The Rams 18 for 18 in the red zone with 13 touchdowns. And you can add another as Ryan Shinbine is on the receiving end for 6. They're going to go to the air. Noah Picton sails it up complete for Shinbine inside Saskatchewan territory at the... Second down and 7, and Siemens is hit blindside. The ball pops loose. They're going to call it a incomplete passage on first down. Siemens throws it up, full coverage, and it's a tie for the football. Jeff Croft jumped on it. Four to the right, one to the left. As Siemens looks left all the way. Lynch bobbles it at the 50. On first down, quick pass again, like that release and like that catch to Shinbine, who slides his way inside the 15. What a second down and 3.5. Picton drifts it up into the end zone. Touchdown, Mitchell Picton. And Siemens is sacked. And it's Daly. Speak of the devil, he comes up with his 4th sack of his young CIS career. Well, 3-by-2 receiver set. No one in the backfield except quarterback Noah Picton. Bobbles the ball, gets control, floats it up into the end zone. Touchdown! This is not a broken record. Mitchell Picton. He found one there, connecting with Shinbine. He is off to the races. He's gone. Touchdown, Regina Rams. Let's see what they come up with here. As going to the air, it's intercepted on the tip drill. Danny Nesbitt with his 2nd pick of the afternoon. Both of them on tip drills. The Regina Rams, truly, from 2015 to 2016, the outhouse to the penthouse.
I'm with defensive lineman Carrickhaugen. Kerrick, thank you for joining me here on RamsTV. Appreciate your time. Kerrick, I got to ask you, how have you have a few games under your belt now with the Regina Rams. How have you enjoyed your experience up here in Canada so far?
I love being up here in Canada. You know, it's a different game. It's a different game. I have to adjust to being the 1 yard off the ball, you know. It's a great – Canadian football is a little faster. You got to get used to it, the 3 downs. You don't get 4, so you got to do what you got to do on defense and get off the field.
Kerrick, what was the biggest crowd that you've played in front of in your career and like in high school? And I got to ask you, what was it like playing in front of 16,500 fans a few weeks ago at the new Mosaic Stadium? What was that experience like for you?
It was a great experience, you know. You just got to learn to tune the crowd out, do what you do. You can't let them get in your head. And I was saying high school and the playoff game, I played in front of 20,000, so I was used to it already, yeah.
Right on. Kerrick, I know you're a big Dallas Cowboys fan, being a Texas native. So I got to ask you the question that everyone's asking, every Cowboys fan. Once Tony Romo's back, who would you start if you were the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
Dak Prescott.
And why?
I mean, Romo's...
Is Tony's time done or what?
His time is done. His body's giving up on him. It's time to let the new future in. Let them in. Let them take the way.
Well, your Cowboys play my Green Bay Packers this weekend, so I'm going to have to say that maybe a loss in the column this week for your guys.
Dez caught it.
Kerrick, thank you for joining me here on RamsTV, and best of luck this weekend in Alberta.
All right, thank you, man.
Thanks, Kerrick. I am with quarterbacks coach Campbell Antonini. Campbell, thank you for joining us here on RamsTV. Appreciate your time. Campbell, I got to ask you about Noah Picton. What's it like coaching a guy that just has on the field in practice, he just has complete control of the team? It seems like he's a coach himself out there.
Yeah, he's got lots of knowledge. He's studying all the time, knows where to throw the ball. Really competitive, so it's pretty easy to coach him. And he's a good guy to be around, and he's a team leader. So you don't need to do too much with him. Kind of let him do his own thing. Give him a couple cues here and there. But he's definitely a treat to coach.
I got to ask you about the younger quarterbacks on the team. What have you thought about their development from spring camp to fall camp, and now over halfway through the Canada West schedule?
Now they've developed Seb Britton out of Calgary is now traveling with us this weekend, so he's going to get to dress this game, and he's come a long ways from where he's been. They come out and they work hard every day. They give the defense a good scout look and everything like that, and they're part of making this team better because of how much they've competed and gotten better. So it's good.
Alberta Golden Bears are up next this weekend. A winless football team, but a football team it's the Canada West, so every game's competitive. What have you seen from them on film?
They're scrappy. They got good athletes, good systems, and they'll do anything to get a win. They're kind of in the same boat as we were last year, and Coach Bryce has asked our guys, what would have you done last year to get a win? So that's kind of where they're at. So they're going to be out there running around, making plays, trying to get that win. So, it's going to be competitive. And like you said, Canada West, every game's tough no matter what their record is. So it's going to be a good game.
What is your favorite football memory? It could be high school, minor football, university. What jumps out at you?
I'd probably have to say my last year playing out in Vancouver Island, winning the national championship with those guys, going through the whole season, going down to Burlington, actually beating Saskatoon, Saskatoon Hilltops in Saskatoon to get to the national championship, and then winning, and then just the party after and hanging out with those guys that you set a goal with them, and you ended up accomplishing that goal, and celebrating with them was amazing. It's something that I remember and won't forget.
Campbell, thank you very much for taking the time on RamsTV. Best of luck this weekend in Edmonton. Welcome back to Between Two Horns. Jens Johnson and Riley Wilson join me on this week's segment. Gentlemen, are you ready for this or what? Absolutely. We know how this goes now. Rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. Let's do this.
Is it best of one or three?
Best of one, baby. Oh. All right, Jens Johnson, your first question. The Blue Jays, it's Blue Jays fever right now, right? So I got to ask you. Who has the most home runs in Toronto Blue Jays history?
Carlos Delgado.
You are correct, Jens Johnson. Jens Johnson is up 1-0. Riley Wilson, let's stick with the Blue Jays. It's Blue Jays fever. I see your hat. I see the logo. All right, let's go here. The Blue Jays have won 2 World Series, as we all know. What 2 years did they win the World Series in?
I'm going to say 1989 and 1995.
Riley Wilson, you're incorrect. I'm going to give Jens Johnson a shot at this to steal a point.
1991 and 1992.
You both are incorrect. It's 1992 and 1993. Riley Wilson. Qualcomm Stadium is the home stadium to which National Football League team?
Oh, man.
Qualcomm Stadium.
Qualcomm Stadium. I'm going to say the Minnesota Vikings.
That's incorrect, Riley Wilson. Jens Johnson, want to take a crack at this puppy? Let's go here.
The Cardinals.
That's incorrect. It's the San Diego Chargers. I thought of it because they're playing tonight, so I was like, I'm going to sneak that in. Jens Johnson, what two teams played in Super Bowl I?
The Baltimore Colts and the New York Jets.
That's incorrect, Jens.
I'm going to say the Baltimore Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You both are incorrect. It was the Green Bay Packers against the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl I. Riley Wilson, what number was Jens Johnson in high school at the Riffle Royals? With the Riffle Royals.
21.
That's incorrect. I would give Jens a shot at this, but it's his number. So do you remember your number?
22.
You're correct, Jens. Jens, this one's for you. What CFL team did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson play for?
Calgary Stampeders.
You are correct. Can you smell what the Ches is cooking on that one? Riley Wilson? How many teams are in the National Football League?
32.
You are correct, Riley. Riley Wilson's on the board, everyone. Jens, this is the last question of this segment. I see you're wearing your Canadiens jersey. Just perfect for this question here. What Montreal Canadiens great wore the number 10? Don't disgrace the logo.
Maurice the Rocket Richard.
He wore number 9, Guy Lafleur. I forgot to give you a shot at it. He didn't know it. Well, I think we're safe to say that Jens Johnson won this round, but Riley Wilson, I appreciate your effort, and hopefully you get another crack at it going into the playoffs maybe. That wraps up this segment of Between Two Horns. Thank you for watching another episode of Rams TV, brought to you by Desjardins Securities, the number 4 ranked team in the country. Your U of R Rams go up north to Edmonton this weekend to take on the 0-5 Alberta Golden Bears. Two teams with completely different records. However, it is the Canada West, so every game in this conference is a tough one. Kickoff is Saturday at 1 p.m. at Footfield in Edmonton. Until next week, I'm your host, Sean Kleisinger.